What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your host, Showtime. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, all that good stuff. Today's conversation will be about boxing. We had two mega fights this past weekend. And when I say mega fights, I'm talking about like we had superstars fight. Not each other, unfortunately, but they fought. We have Lomachenko, who fought Masayoshi. And then we had Tank Davis, who fought Mario Barrios. So let me talk about Lomachenko first, because that's kind of the easiest one to really like talk about, because it was just such a dominant win. That was Lomachenko's first fight since losing to Teofimo Lopez, and I mean he looked nothing short of amazing. Simple and plain. People are gonna discredit Masayoshi like he's not good, but let's factor in the fact that he was 19-1 before Lomachenko fought him, and that one was to Teofimo Lopez, who just beat Lomachenko. And guess what Lomachenko did? He said, not only am I going to beat him, I'm going to stop him, be the first person and the only person to stop him. And I mean, at the end of the day, from round one, he was aggressive. That's the thing. I think he made a point. He was like, look, obviously I wasn't aggressive versus Teofimo Lopez, and I don't think he'll be aggressive even if they fight again, because he knows that Lopez has power, or, you know, ridiculous power, and he's way too athletic. But he came in there with a point saying, nah, I'm not going to take off rounds like I did with Lopez. I'm actually going to come out here and be aggressive. And from round one to round 8 to that Jane end, he was dominant and he was aggressive. So, I mean, he had a cut bust open, and I was like, oh, what's going on? But he didn't care. But he was dominant. Combinations, as we know, defense, on fuego. I mean, we already know footwork is crazy. So what can you say? Lomachenko is just a cut above any good fighter, and Masayoshi is a good fighter, but you can't be good if you're gonna fight Lomachenko, because he will embarrass you. You have to be great, simple and plain. Now, I'll talk about what I think should be next for Lomachenko after I talk about Mr. Tank Davis here. Tank Davis. What can you say other than homie is a firecracker? Boy can punch. We know this. All right. The question was obviously he's fighting a bigger man. Is his power going to translate? I really didn't think it was going to be. I didn't really think that was a real legit question, just for the fact that you can see this boy punch. You can tell if a person punch is going to translate for real, for real. His punch was obviously going to translate to 140. I personally think he can knock anybody out from 154. All right. This dude punches that hard. Now, I'm starting to get annoyed with his fans. I'm just going to be frank and honest with you. His fans are very annoying. That fight was close. Very close. And that's with the 2 knockdowns that he had prior to the TKO. He was very well losing that fight. Now, some people are going to say, oh, no, I had Tank winning. Cool. I'm not going to sit here and act like some rounds weren't close. But to sit here and act like it was a wash, you're crazy. Tank was struggling. And that's the thing. Another thing, people try to make it seem like, oh, yeah, he was setting them up, this, that, and the third. You can say that all you want. In my opinion, and what I seen was Tank was struggling to get into range. Tank also was on his back foot a lot. Mario was the aggressor for the first half of the fight. Mario was landing a lot of combinations. Mario was walking him down. And the only time when when Tank was seeing any kind of success is when he was actually trying to walk forward. And it kind of confused me, because I'm like, Tank, when you're walking forward and you're the aggressor, you're landing. When you're staying on the ropes and when you're on your back foot, he's picking you apart. You're not landing anything. So it was kind of weird, but he adjusted like great fighters do. And I'm not going to say or knock him, because I think he was losing a good portion of those rounds. At the end of the day, that's what fighters do. But I just don't like the fans trying to make it seem like it was just an easy, dominant win by Tank. It wasn't. He struggled a lot. And in my opinion, he showed some weaknesses. And people like to compare him to a Mike Tyson, which, I mean, is fair. I get it. We all know why. I think a better comparison is more so to Deontay Wilder. I think that he's more of a Deontay Wilder than he is a Mike Tyson. And the reason why I'm saying this is because even though Mike Tyson was a very strong puncher, Mike Tyson could also box. And granted, he has been outboxed, but those were by some of the greatest of all time. I've seen him box and him be very successful. Tank, I've seen it now multiple times. I've seen him get outboxed. And Mario was outboxing him. It's when Tank made it dirty, and then, he actually was getting in, and that's when he started to actually throw these, let these combos fly that's when you start to see the success, and that's when he dropped him. But yeah, I'm starting to think that it's very possible. Not starting to think. I know it's very possible to outbox Tank. And once he go against the elite of the elite, that will show. And people have to realize as well, granted, yes, he punches hard as hell. He can knock anybody out. But once you start to fight the elite of the elite, and realistically, this is just me being honest, I'm not a hater. He's from the same area I'm from. I'm from Maryland too. Elite fighters don't go down like that. I'm not saying that elite fighters don't get knocked out. Elite fighters do get knocked out, but they don't get knocked out often. It's very hard to knock them out. Have you seen Canelo get knocked out? Have you seen Canelo drop? No, it doesn't happen, bro. Sorry. Have you seen Lomachenko knocked out? No, doesn't happen, bro. I'm just saying, like, once you fight the elite of the elite, they know how to survive. They know how to get away from those shots that are knockout blows just slightly so it doesn't put you to sleep. So once he starts to fight these Teofimo Lopez's, once he fights the Lomachenkos, the Devin Haney's, these guys know how to survive. So I mean, yeah, we'll see once or if they ever fight, but that's people got to realize that he's not going to be able to knock all these guys out. And if he does, shoot, I'll eat crow and say this man has the hardest punch I've ever seen in my life. I just don't see it happening. Now Mario Barrios, I don't want to disrespect him because at the end of the day, he was 26-0. He's never been knocked out. He's never even lost. So obviously, there's still some metal to what Tank did. But let's put into perspective. Yes, Tank is a 3-time world champ, 3-division world champ, this, that, and the third. We also have to realize Mario Barrios was not the real champion at 140. He is not the real super lightweight champion. Boxing is stupid. Boxing have this thing called regular champions. Then they have these things called super champions. I don't know what the hell that even means. That sounds stupid. How are you a regular champion? Yeah, I'm just a regular champion today. Yeah, but tomorrow I might be a super. That don't make sense. But they do it because they're greedy and they want more money for sanctionings and all that BS. At the end of the day, the real champion at super lightweight is Josh Taylor. He just defended his belt and he just won the belt to become the undisputed super lightweight champion. Tank's not fighting him. We know that he's not fighting him. Floyd Mayweather is smart. I talked before about why, Floyd is not the GOAT, but why Floyd is honestly like one of the best, smartest businessmen ever. He knows what the crowd wants. He knows what the crowd needs to hear. And at the end of the day, 3-time division world champion, youngest, first, whatever you want to say to do it. What is that? Money. And when you have world championships that aren't real world championships, but you can still collect them, you're still accurate, but you're kind of lying. And Floyd is smart. He knows this. So at the end of the day, is he a 3-division world champion? Yes. Is he a real 3-division world champion? No. And Floyd is going to keep nitpicking. And I'm not saying that he's not giving him tough competition. Mario is tough, but we know there's tougher out there for Tank to fight right now. And is he fighting that? No. And Floyd already even came out to say, I'm not interested in fighting anybody else that's not into our what is it, PBC or whatever it is that contract that they're in. I'm not interested in anybody that's not fighting on that. And guess who's not fighting on the same promotion as him? I'm gonna tell you who. Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and pretty much every other person that we really want Tank to fight. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate how boxing can really evade, but it's because all these super champions and fake regular champions that we don't get the fights that we genuinely need to see and want to see. Is Tank the real deal? Hell yeah. You will never hear me say that he's not the real deal. Is Tank the best 135 pounder in the world? In my opinion, no. How can we say it? And he hasn't fought anybody that's a real champ. He hasn't fought Devin Haney. He hasn't fought Ryan Garcia. He hasn't fought Lomachenko. He hasn't fought freaking Teofimo Lopez. At least Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko. And I mean, come on, at least he's fighting a real champion. So until then, Tank is not the best 135 pounder. He did go up at 140, and I give him all the respects, but he's damn sure not the best 140 pounder. He didn't beat the best 140 pounder. He beat a very good fighter, but he didn't beat an elite fighter. And he hasn't, in my opinion, fought an elite fighter yet. So, and all these things could be true. Tank could be everything he's built up to be. Tank could be the best 135 pounder. That could be true. It also could be true that he's being nitpicked fights right now. That's also very true. And Canelo right now is fighting super champions, and he's trying to unify belts. Tank isn't really unifying belts. And I'm not blaming Tank. I'm blaming his management. If anything, I'm blaming Floyd. And they're nitpicking of this fights. I think Tank will fight anybody. I don't think Tank gives a damn. Tank's from Baltimore. He's from the hood in Baltimore. Tank ain't scared of nobody. If you ever been to West Baltimore, go to West Baltimore. You'll see this nigga's not scared of a single soul. So I would never want to sit here and say Tank is scared to fight anyone. He's not. it's his management. And I'm not saying that they're scared. I'm just saying that they're smart and they're trying to build him to be the next Floyd without actually taking the risk that Floyd had to take before he became Floyd. So it's smart, but that's what boxing does. But at the end of the day, I'm wrapping you guys up, and that's a little bit of a rant. But I'm just so frustrated with boxing because we never get the fights we want to see. How do you have 4 or 5 of 5 elite fighters? 5. You have Lomachenko, you have Tank, you have Ryan Garcia, you have Devin Haney, you have Teofimo Lopez, all in the same weight class, and they don't fight. Yes, Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fought. That's one. Why? Where's the rest of the fights? That's why we care so much about the fearsome foursome, because why? They fought each other twice. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just frustrating. It's annoying. Fight each other. Please, stop being management. Stop being pussies. Let these guys fight. We want to see who's the best in the world. Same thing with welterweight. We want to see who's best between Errol Spence and freaking Terrence Crawford. Stop it. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is Showtime's Fight Form. Sorry I ranted a little bit. I was a little angry, but you know how that gets. Follow me on Showtime Sanders. Once again, be blessed. Thank you guys.